Hello and welcome to the second half of the event here at the 2025 MVP Music City Open. We've got round 2 back 9 coverage here in Nashville, Tennessee. We've got JK USA commentary, and we've got a very, very sloppy Mill Ridge Park.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
It's 8 a.m. out there, folks, and it's about to get weird.
We had a pretty decently seldom bogeyed front 9, well, at least front 8, and then the 9th hole brought 3 bogeys, but they were managing the course quite well. Conditions were at an all-time difficult for our later cards, which is tough for them because obviously the earlier cards who struggled in round 1 had a bit of an opportunity to play the old catch-up game, and a lot of them did. But
Yes,
we'll
they
get
did.
to those scores throughout the round. First, let's get to hole 10.
There's just so much to unpack here. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. It rained all night. The course is basically destroyed. They're going to be thrown. This fairway is going to be the worst example of it because it's going to be one of the muddiest.
Maybe the best example of it.
Yeah, depending on what you want to see. So tee pads are going to be slick. They're going to be needing to do rain run-ups here, and just to be careful. Austin, but it's calm. The wind is gone, so that is huge.
Mm-hmm. Gone is our gallery, the outfits of yesterday, and any momentum that you may have had. In years past, this felt wider than it needed to be, but with the OB line being brought up the hill on the left side of the fairway, that width plays quite well on this hole right now.
It does. These are good-looking shots when you play it really far right like that. Ricky looking to do the same.
And the question I have right now is, are we going to see classic Raincoat Ricky? This was a superhero in the 2010s that every once in a while you got treated to some astronomical level of disc golf. And even when the weather stopped being bad, the raincoat stayed on.
So no ground play here.
Oh
and
my
now
God.
they will not have footing for these shots. If they're going to do a run-up, which I would not advise, you're going to slip. Even the standstills might slip.
Yeah, you're going to slip in the standstills. Austin, good balance, but
Gets
yeah.
over on it, needs to get through that.
Yeesh. Could be tricky.
Safe, though, is huge. Going to be hard from there.
And let's keep a tracker on the white part of Austin's socks. They're not going to be white for very much longer. My guess is brown by the end of the round.
Another standstill here.
Oh, man.
As long as it doesn't kick right, which would be really unfortunate, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Putting for birdie on 10, even in the calm, even on nice traction, is job well done. To do it in these conditions, phenomenal.
Isaac going for a run-up, but he stays so on top of his feet. Turns it over.
Are you kidding me with this?
Slow down.
This is...
It stays safe.
What?
That hit the brakes.
That's my guess. That's where the disc hit. It just went gloop and just stuck. That is fantastic.
crazy.
Did that hit stuff behind the basket or did that hit our catch cam? Either way, you're loving life if you're Isaac right now.
Wow, Ricky able to go sidearm.
Does it sit?
Oh, it might not have.
Oh my gosh, did that find its way OB?
Oh,
It barely did.
man.
All right, Austin with the lean out forehand. He's got a couple of windows. They're not huge, but he does well with it.
He is stoked with a par right now. That was so scary for him, watching his disc fly at those trees. If it hits and goes left, it's OB.
Gavin, can he turn in a birdie? Oh, and knocks that's a little plastic piece that sits on top of the basket.
Yeah.
That's no longer there.
Oh, Ricky.
Saves the par. Nice.
Good morning, Ricky.
Now, could you imagine if Ricky hits the top of the basket, that piece is no longer there, his disc goes skipping OB long, controversy.
Jerm that's the worst case scenario in the back of your mind.
I mean, yeah, if I'm Ricky, I might go put that plastic piece back where it was.
Nice putt from Isaac.
What a birdie. Austin pumped, like you said. Walking away with the par there. Feels every bit of a birdie. It's gaining strokes in the field, but you're also just not losing ground on the leaders, which is the most important thing going through a tough hole like this.
Yeah, these guys have had a chance to look at the scoreboard all night. Big numbers have been turned in. Scoreboard is changing, but they know that they have a whole half round left.
There it is. Replacing your divots. This might be the first time I think I've ever seen Gavin in pants. He is a short-loving short wearer. Ricky's still at the top, 12 under. Austin looming behind, one back. Hole 11, par 3. We saw Eagle try to get pretty tricky with the grenade. The inadvisable grenade does not get the Kevin Jones thumbs up, so it shouldn't get yours either.
Any grenade's a good grenade, maybe? No, probably
That's not a quote that we say here on Jomez. We do not endorse that.
Okay. Well, this one is one of the short wooded holes on the course, but usually when you're playing wooded holes, there's not much wind ripping through the fairway.
Macbeth that's as good as it gets. That's as good as it gets, Kev.
That was perfect.
You know, it really illustrates that this hole is, it's a flex play off the tee, but it's a straighter shot than most players make it.
Yeah, you don't have to flex it too much. Flexing it can open up the gap a little bit, but you can also just throw it dead straight.
Beth just showed the card how to do it. Obviously, they didn't see that, but Isaac, does this go OB?
Oh, it does. Way OB. You kind of have to tone it down on this one. It's easy to go long if you do hit the gap.
A couple spectators out here early to catch the show.
Plenty of spectators. A lot of people showed up early. Was excited for disc golf today.
I love it. Austin, look at that one.
Nice. Didn't hit the exact line he wanted, but power and angle was great. He'll take that.
And the fall flight here is going to show the little trees that he weaves in and behind right there. You take that one. I mean, really, this hole, there is a very fair, pure line, but sometimes getting a little luck ain't such a bad thing.
Ricky going with something really overstable.
My goodness, yeah.
Not bad. I mean, he loves it. He's 30 feet. He's been I don't think he's missed one all day. Well, all round, I should say.
He's only had one putt today. It's hard to really run that momentum from the day before, but he really started the round off with something really nice.
It's so hard. You're a different person. Everybody's a different person 30 minutes out of bed, an hour out of bed. Being dialed in all aspects is so hard. And, Ricky does leave it short there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fair to necessarily speculate what would have happened, but yesterday, the way that he was putting, that was just on the stripe. Isaac saves the par. Well done. I know in his head it's not casual what he's doing. Man, does he give off a good performance and make it look like it's the most casual thing he's ever done in his life every single time he steps up to a putt. Austin Turner and Gavin turning in the birdies on 11. And Ricky and Isaac with the par. That's going to tie Austin at the top. Your prediction for Austin was pretty early on round one. And so far, man, he is making you look like you know what you're talking about. Might be getting my picks from you in the future tournaments here, bud.
That's just me, you know, that wasn't a fair pick. I'm watching the tournament live. I'm watching the momentum. And That was in windy conditions, and now we're facing calm conditions. This
Yep.
is a little more doable for not just your power lefties now, but your sidearm, your righty sidearms, even your turnovers. Just
Par 5.
It's just the footing. The footing is just a problem constantly right here.
Yeah, exactly. Getting a run up is so important, but it also at the same time, it comes at such a risk.
So this is Paul's second shot on the par 5. Got to play a really good Anheuser flex. It's nice. Stays in bounds. Anything on the side that he's on is going to be good.
Looks like decent footing at the top of the hill here.
Doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, makes it look real nice and easy.
Needs a skip.
Yeah, he's got some work to do. About 40 feet of putt left. Is he going to go over the limb?
Yes,
must.
he has to.
Yep.
I know this putt, and he makes it.
Yeah, so does Paul.
Yeah, it's framed up nicely.
Seen a lot of birdies from Macbeth so far. A little slow midsection of his round, but that's from yesterday. So far today, it looks like he's turning in some nice birdies. So high, so wide,
And so straight.
and in the end, right where you want it.
Oh, that's turned over. Is it going to come back? It didn't look like it from the tee, but it is. It is in.
Yeah. Not that Gavin has eagle capabilities, but that's pretty much where we saw Eagle play from yesterday when he eventually got his birdie with the outstanding third shot.
Beautiful angle. Beautiful. Full flight from Isaac.
Yeah, looking for it to go left a bit at the end. I think he's going to like the shot, though. Yeah, that little skip, every little bit left helps at the end of this flight here. You just don't want to be OB left, but you don't mind being as close to this OB as you feel comfortable pushing it.
Yeah, the more left you are on this first shot, you're going to have a little bit better angle on the second shot. Austin, though, doesn't have to worry about that as much as your average person because he's lefty and he's just going to throw a hyzer over the trees.
Gets the hyzer over the trees today, whereas yesterday he hit the top of that little section right over the creek, set him up for a very difficult third shot. Isaac, no problem with the big high Anheuser shot he goes too often, even if it doesn't call for it.
Nice. It's a much easier time to throw a shot like that. Still a difficult shot.
Yeah.
But at least there's no crazy wind that could get him way off course.
Yeah, imagining trying to throw that shot in the conditions that they were having on the front nine yesterday. It would have been not impossible, but, I mean, your shot is just 100% dictated by what it's doing up in the sky.
Ricky playing sidearm, just trying to get over those guardian trees that are on the little creek. He didn't look like he did, though, and...
Very similar to what we saw from Austin yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, not a crazy... I mean, he's just missing out on a birdie opportunity. He should be getting a par there, but I don't see a birdie. Gavin was pinched off on that first shot.
Yep.
And then he didn't have... I guess... I don't know if he was laying up for the birdie or if he just had to surrender to par.
Yeah, I think if you don't have a... Well, this is actually way worse than Austin's yesterday. Austin was on the other side of the creek, didn't have this tree in the way. Rick, this could be in some danger. It's in danger.
Yeah, this is not good at all. That was like the only thing he didn't need to do. He couldn't get up to the basket from there. He could have got to 100 feet, so that's probably what he was trying to do.
Yeah, but that's like almost a little greedy. Like 100 and 170, they're the same thing for him.
It is. So Austin, it gets close enough to attack with a forehand, which is very important.
Job well done.
Yeah, it's a blind hole. It slopes down, so it's really hard to keep that disc in line. It's easy to be too high on the hill, skip it too far left. It's just tough to lay it down.
Austin's going to have a chance, regardless of what Ricky does with this next shot, to take the lead with that putt coming up. Isaac Comes up a bit short, but fine. He's known to make putts from that range, 50 feet or so. Smooth reach back and follow through for Gavin. Yields a great approach. And let's see what Ricky's left with. Oh, boy, is it not good. Looking Scott. Oh, boy, did he even get out of there clean? Yeah. It's going to be at least a bogey for Rick. Can he...
Oh.
He looks like he's going to save the bogey.
Yes.
But yeah, you just got to avoid, by all means necessary, going left on the second half of this hole. It's just brutal in there.
Isaac.
That's what he does.
He just sees that opportunity. He sees Rick struggling on this hole. He's got 45-footer to get in a driver's seat.
I'm just an ambitious clothing choice with the white hat. I mean, my gosh, today, of all days, white hat. Bold.
Big putt.
Ooh. Stepping up to the plate. Austin Turner knocks it down.
I think that the muddy conditions, Austin's going to be better at this course in the wind, but I think that with the calm conditions, I think he's going to be better on the putting green.
What do you take as a player?
What do you mean?
Well, what situation serves Austin better?
I think the wind serves him a little bit better, but he's going to be enjoying the fact that he can drop the putter in there just like putts like that last one.
I think he's going to prefer the calm right now because most of the field has already finished their rounds in the calm, or they only saw a little bit of the wind that they had on the front nine. So at this point, might as well play in the calm, play the round that they played.
Yep.
Who's our resident grenade expert on this hole? Who's going to go grenade today?
Ooh, I don't believe any of these players are, even though I would recommend to all of them to do it.
Could a lefty do anything grenade-wise?
No, nothing crazy on this hole. He's got it. He could maybe do something with a hyzer.
We ain't seeing that.
But it just depends on the wind. Like, he would need the right wind for it. But
well, everyone else besides two players in the field is going to be going down the middle. Okay, checking in here with Macbeth.
It's hard to describe this first shot. There's a couple of windows here that the players are looking for. You just ideally don't want to be behind a group of trees.
I think ideally you don't want to be exactly where Paul's at right now.
Yeah.
Left with this shot, similar to the one that we saw with yesterday's Isaac Robinson check-in, going with the big high anhyzer.
Oh, there it comes.
Look at that, though. They panned out all the way right. Beautifully executed. A lot of trust in that throw.
That's crazy.
Prime Macbeth.
Yeah, really good stuff from Paul. Taking advantage of the calm conditions and just hanging out a wide anhyzer.
Okay, Austin not looking skyward, sadly. This has some potential to get to like the creek edge, and kind of does.
That was exactly what he was trying to do. Hopefully the tree's not too much in his way. Isaac going sidearm here.
Just solidifying the fact that this is a sidearm hole.
It's tough to say. I think he's going to have an anhyzer approach, like a hard one from there.
I agree. Gavin has proven he has an incredibly gifted, powerful forehand. This time comes up short. He's going to be in a tricky spot.
Yeah, I don't know about that spot.
That looks to be a little bit better for Rick. And it is. Okay, so Isaac at least plays far enough away from the creek that he opens up a good angle. Just don't want to hit that because this could send him out of bounds.
Oh, it is.
And it does, yeah.
Huge mistake. He's just combating that footing that he's got. He's having to be really careful with his feet. Missed the line and then got punished.
That's a pretty good shot there for Gavin. I mean, had a better angle than it appeared from that initial catch cam angle. Does pretty well to give himself a look. Well done.
Just gave himself a good angle. Pretty routine shot. If you do have the window, it is not that hard.
Austin with the cleanup approach, and he's going to clean it up.
Very well done.
Yeah, so Gavin didn't really have that great of an angle. I thought he might have had a putt. It is just an approach. Isaac, does he give this a bit of a run?
I think so.
Give it the height to maybe make it. Sending it in there, man. Rick's like one of the few people I've ever seen play disc golf that when he gets a little frustrated or agitated, his putting gets better. And that's a weird thing to say because his putting's already so great. But he gets this like, I can't believe what I've done in the last few holes mode. And he gets like this aggressive putting style that you can tell that his putt is coming in faster than when he's just flowing.
Yeah, it's pretty wild to channel your anger into disc golf putting.
Into like focused disc golf putting.
Yeah.
So easy for that anger to turn into, where's the basket again?
It's just a really unique personality trait.
He is unique in so many ways.
Like most people may punch the ground, kick a tree.
Ricky takes it out on the
pole.
scorecard. Like in a sad way for the field.
Got a par 5 here. It's 2 placement shots and then just a chip, ideally.
And check in with brother Ezra.
Skipping to the left side. If you challenge that OB on the left, you open up this hyzer here that Ezra is.
This is in the spot where a good second shot can give you eagle look.
Yeah, about 60 to 80 feet, but the footing is terrifying, and that's perfect. That's exactly the shot he wanted. From where I thought it was going, at least. It looked like he was, right here. It's like another 45 to the left OB, not close to the right OB. Pitch it up, easy birdie, as it should be played.
That's as easy as you'll ever see the hole played. Doesn't always end up working out that way, but yeah.
It doesn't, but it's that tee shot. That tee shot placement was so perfect.
Mm-hmm. So how aggressive does Austin take this one? Because Austin is in danger of, if he pulls his shot, he's out of bounds 15 feet off the tee box.
Yeah, he doesn't need to push the OB on the left side like the other players. He is going to play this hole for 3 lefty chip shots, basically.
So far, so good for Austin. This looks pretty good for Ricky. Does it get left?
Not enough. Not near enough, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Throw a sidearm from there, and they're going to want to challenge the right side OB.
Gavin smooth, controlled. And just fine. Not in attackable range for any crazy score, but like you said, with his forehand, could be a forehand chip for him to get the birdie still.
The pin location on this one was actually moved shorter this year. It was more eagleable in the longer position because you could throw over the guardian trees, basically. The shorter position is tougher to eagle. All right, Austin going lefty hyzer here. Just going to try to push it to the right side of the fairway, but he's not. He's keeping it a little left. So I just think that his angle will be a little bit tougher, maybe more of a flex, an Anheuser flex, as opposed to just a straight hyzer shot.
Okay.
Not impossible.
Yeah.
But just a little bit tougher.
Nothing is in his way for the straight shot. It's just not as stock of a hyzer shot. He's got to shape it a bit.
Yes.
Okay. And same for Rick, just a little bit shorter.
A lot. Yeah, he's got a lot to do. He's going to have to throw like a full flick. And that one is in a spot to throw an Anheuser flex as well. The only thing about that is you just have this OB that they're going to be contending with. Let's see how Isaac does it.
It's coming in with some pretty good angle.
Right in the middle of the fairway. I don't know how he's going to attack being so dominant for backhand. Here's the Ricky shot. You can see he's lining up the Anheuser. The tree line on the right is out of bounds.
I was worried about that initial obstacle. Ricky does not get over it.
He knows it's not OB, so he'd rather flirt with that than the right side, because the right side's an automatic bogey if you go there.
Correct. Gavin having to throw a similar shot shape, and this one is out of his hand early. OB by a mile.
Inbounds.
Inbounds. That's what I said. I meant to say inbounds. Perfect shot there for Gavin.
Big time break.
Oh, my word.
Went from a for sure bogey to a potential birdie.
Wow. I see what you're saying. Austin having to shape it a bit.
Oh.
And that shot goes OB? Really? That's the shot that goes out of bounds.
It looked good the whole way. That came up a lot faster.
This is the day that I heard about in elementary school all those years. It never quite happened, but today's opposite day, folks.
So this is what I would have recommended, a sidearm for Isaac, and pretty well done. All right, Ricky, this is for birdie.
That would be just ridiculous. Gives it a good bid. Full flight flex. Gavin unable to capitalize, but happy to take the par now. Austin, meanwhile, has got work to save the par.
Huge putt right here.
Jam-a-llama.
Yeah, that's big time. Keeps the momentum going. He did not want to take a bogey there, especially with such a routine upshot for the birdie.
And oh boy.
Just 1 inch off.
Yeah. Decent looking putt there for Isaac. Does not get the result. And so we will have 4 pars from our lead group on 14. The mistake to make on this one is to go long and just to avoid that early OB altogether. But that being said, I really didn't see a problem with Austin's shot. Just a little too overstable, I suppose.
Just barely got away from him, I guess.
Yeah. Well, Austin still holds on to a 1-shot lead over Paul Macbeth, and now he's got a couple of shots on the rest of the card heading into the downhill 15th. This is formerly hole 2. 375, got OB on this right side if you get deep into the woods, but the OB that you're more likely to find is left and long for the players who elect to go with the forehand. You can go straight down the middle with a mid-range or a fairway driver. The height for the forehand play is the biggest question. Do you go for the low skip shot? Do you go for that mid-range or high over the top? Let's see what Paul chooses for his height. That's in that mid-height category, correct?
I think so.
Oh, that is just the greasiest little grimy gopher ball you've ever seen in your entire life.
Yeah, he just knows he can't push it long. The last thing he wants to do is overturn the disc, go OB, and have a 70-footer for par. He flirted with the tree, and it got given to him.
Yeah, that was a gift. Austin Turner, he's going to need a gift and like a remote control car to bring it forward about 100 feet, because that is an errant tee shot.
I would assume this is a really slick tee box, so he's not able to get into it all the way.
Yeah, a lot of upper body strength there for Ricky with this forehand. And, that's the difference between winning 2 world titles and 6 world titles right there. Just unable to get through the hole in the tree. See if Gavin is able to figure out the footing and the weight.
Gavin doesn't put much into his feet at all. I don't know if that's the rain run-up or if that's the normal throw, but he's not going to be slipping.
It stays safe.
Pretty good.
I don't know if that was just full flight or if that's a deflection off the trees, but either way, he's at circle's edge.
And Isaac going up the middle, you know it.
See if he can repeat the success he had yesterday. Not quite. The height is just, that's one of the things, but getting the right stability, I mean, there's so many things that play into that straight shot. Hard to get it all right.
That's good focus from Ricky. Has to figure it out in his head. How does he want to get through these branches? Cannot hit a branch here. That would be not good for him at all.
Oh, yeah. Very easy to do. Austin's got a few pesky ones kind of in the flight line that you'd like, so he's got to figure out a way to get the spin and the height correct. Very well done. Got to be careful running the putts like that. OB about circle 1 long. Gavin to take a stroke on the card. And he does. And I believe if that's not the first time, it's one of the first times he'll have the box this round. One thing I've got to say, I mean, aside from the missed putts he had on 1 and 2, fairly composed round for Gavin today. He's done pretty well.
I 100% agree.
Hey everyone, Gannon Burr here, and I want to invite you to compete in the Power Disc Golf Academy Championship Series. This is the only professional and amateur nationwide disc golf series, and everyone is welcome to compete. Qualifier events will be held in cities across North America. If you place high enough at a qualifier event, you'll earn the invitation to compete in our championship event at Eagles Crossing Disc Golf Course. Scan this QR code for dates and locations of the qualifying events. We hope to see you there.
Hole 16, as close to a birdie or die type hole as you have on the tour with low wind like we've got right now. This is one you just got to get your flick around the corner or your Isaac Robinson backhand around the corner, take your 2 and go to 17, which is a very difficult hole. But at this stage in the round, you got to get your 2.
Yeah, it's just time to focus up and throw a disciplined tee shot here. Do not let this leak early right.
Macbeth has not let anything leak in the last 5.
That's perfect.
And he's going to make it 6 in a row now. Okay, almost let one leak there.
Higher than he would have liked, but
Yeah.
these catch really good on the pole.
Pretty stock shot for Gavin. Well thrown. Little baby flex. Do you prefer the baby flex here? Is that just the way that the hole is shaped?
You flex it because you're trying to stay away from that right side, but I like it flat out of the hand.
Awesome. Breaks around the corner, comes up about 25 feet short. Maybe a little bit less than that.
Ricky likes to just like start it on hyzer and never let it get off that hyzer. He pushed that tree on the left side that you don't really have to get close to at all, but he likes to keep it on hyzer. So he'll get way on the right side of the box and slice a hyzer in.
He's got, wow, okay, Isaac going forehand, showing Ricky Wysocki how it's done. I've always said Isaac's got a better forehand than Rick, but he just doesn't give us a chance to say that a lot in commentary. Ricky did get closer than him. That is
Easy.
the easiest thing I've ever seen in the world. That is a layup for Isaac.
He gets up out of bed and just starts cashing putts.
I get out of bed and then I go back to bed.
That's what you did this morning.
Ricky comes up short, proving Isaac's forehand is better than Ricky's.
Nice, Austin. Getting that birdie, dropping it in there.
That par is going to feel like a bogey, though, for Rick. That this is a hole.
Oh, yeah.
For him, this has got to be closer than circle's edge. That drive was pushed too wide left. I appreciate the keeping it on hyzer thing, but with this ground play, you can't expect to get a lot of skip. And, yeah, Rick knows. Just hasn't been the same round. I mean, the back nine has not looked at all like the way we saw him on the front nine. That was prime, classic, tiger's eye Ricky Wysocki in the first 5 or 6 holes that we saw.
It's so
And the wind
hard.
picked up, and really everything has changed since then.
Yeah, it's just so different.
He's still right there in it, only a few back, but yeah, it's something. It's just he's got to dig deep right now. With 2 holes to go, if he can maintain his spot on the lead card, see what he can do after a nice little nap, maybe some brunch. See how we can finish this round out. Hole 17 is a tough one. We found out yesterday there was OB like 20 to 25 feet long on this hole, which we didn't even know about. And yeah, it's just a really tough second shot, regardless of how good your tee shot is. But that's a really good tee shot.
It is, but I can't tell if he'll be able to stand there or not. It's hard to tell, but there is it's really muddy.
Is this one of the worst fairways?
It is one of the worst for sure.
All that rain just making its way down the hill.
Ooh.
And Austin is in a tough spot.
For birdie, at least. I mean, I think pretty attainable for par if he can punch out of there. Isaac going sidearm, going low sidearm with that blue disc. He's thrown that on more than half the holes.
Yeah, he's gone forehand on 3 of the last 5 tee shots now.
If he can do something from there, I will be so amazed. That was so high from Ricky.
That looked like he was throwing like an air bounce forehand.
Yes.
It looked like he had the low body posture for the low shot and then ended up just swooping it high.
Yeah, it just kind of asks for that. And he does get, okay, he goes straight at it, though, which makes more sense.
And gets over the OB inside the circle. What a shot.
You cannot stress it enough. That was so good.
All right, Ricky going uphill. Sometimes uphill the forehand works better for the run-up.
He is feeling that hyzer release. He's just,
Oh, no.
yeah.
I mean, all that needed was 2 inches farther right, and that thing is clear and skipping inside the circle. Tough break for Rick, man.
Gavin is going standstill here. It is muddy right there.
That is so good.
It is. It is.
That is inside the bullseye.
Yeah, it's just really difficult to like do a standstill. That's so much farther of a standstill than you would ever practice.
Austin just trying to get out of here clean.
He does. Getting a lot of distance there. Should be pretty easy up and down for his par. And that's what he wants. No putt left. Just an easy par for him. But a lot of people are finding birdies on this hole.
That's all Rick really had. See if Isaac can get one stroke closer to our leader, and he is unable to make the putt.
That's the second one this morning that he's left just a little bit left.
So once again, Gavin's going to get a stroke on the card. Gets him to 12 under.
Really nice.
Fighting.
So I'm seeing top right, Paul Macbeth, 15 under total through 16 holes. That's tied with Austin Turner right now.
Okay. Such a great second shot. The stand still uphill, at least 400 feet of power. And we've got Niklas Antala up, Paul Macbeth up there, Ezra Robinson all up there making a charge. Looks like regardless of what happens here with our lead group on the 18th hole, we're going to see a very different, minus Austin Turner, lead card for the final round, which is going to start in like 4 hours after this one ends.
Maybe not even. I mean, it was less time for me, but these guys might have had a little bit longer of a break.
So not much time.
Not at all. There, not enough time to go to bed again.
Okay. We got Ezra Aderhold. The wind is blowing. And it's worth noting, this was from yesterday. This is when the wind was chomping.
You're right. You're right. Big tailwind.
And a huge putt to finish. And we've got Casey White, who is out here 11 under for the round and for the event. And he is going to finish with a birdie course record 12 under.
This is a huge round from Casey White. He got some good conditions, great opportunity for the front nine, and then the back nine, all tailwind, did deal with it. Like, we're talking 15, 20 miles an hour, but he dealt with it and kept the birdies coming. Turned in a crazy round.
When he turned that score in, at the time, it was tied for the lead. And, I mean...
He was T1 all night.
Yes. Okay. Short for Gavin.
So, wet tee box. Like, can't slip here. And it's easy to slip. That's number one priority. A little bit of a headwind we're feeling here.
Okay.
Nothing crazy.
Austin, does he get enough body English into it? That is a tough putt to justify running.
Yeah, I think that we were just, all of our practice days were tailwind on this hole. We haven't seen any headwind. You can throw it the same, and then you're going to end up like 70 feet shorter than what you maybe expected. So I think that's what happened with Austin, and that looks left.
That's way, way left.
But it sits. Oh,
it does it?
It does.
Yeah, barely. Oh, goodness. Ricky just even par on the back nine. One birdie, one bogey.
I mean, he was heated.
Yeah.
He had to go to bed.
And he went to bed on a bogey as well from hole nines. Just like...
Just got cooled off.
Just cooled off.
But still in it, still in it.
Isaac trying to make that one interesting, and still makes it interesting.
Yeah.
He's got work to do for the par.
There's a little baby sidearm approach there. Sometimes those are harder than, but he's probably good at them. They're just, for me, those are a little weird.
I think, yeah, there's FPO rounds starting right now in the background. Not something your MPO lead card is typical used to hearing at this time, but it gives you an idea how early these guys' round started. And Rick gives it a full send on 18. He is left with a 35-foot putt for the par.
Yeah, these are the things I'm trying to not do, but that's just, this is how Ricky golfs. He's not afraid of this. Look at him. He puts it up so high.
Jeez, man.
Just not going to miss low.
I can't describe the number of ways I would have missed that putt if that were for par. Like, I would somehow find a way to miss it low and high and left. And Isaac and Ricky are built different. Their comeback putts are true. They save par. It'll be all par for our lead card here on the final hole of the second round.
This is a massive round for Austin Turner.
No kidding, man.
Given terrible conditions. And he just handles it. He shoots, what, an 8 under? Better than the day before.
And look at that. Gavin Rathbun is tied with two other two-time world champions through 2 rounds. Incredible stuff. And he's going to remain on our chase card with Casey White, who jumped up 36 spots. But we're going to have Paul McBeth, Niklas Antila, Ezra Robinson joining the crew, joining Austin Turner, who is tied for the lead now with McBeth through 2 rounds.
I got to say, I played with Niklas Antila in round 2. This round he shot 11, and we stopped on hole 13. He got cooled off, immediately caught fire in the morning, dropped in every putt, shooting an 11, getting, I think, 5 birdies this morning. It was really good.
He's got some momentum going into round 2. See if that continues after the little hiatus that we get here. Also worth noting, there's going to be a cut for 50% of the MPO, or 40%. Top 40 goes on to play the final round. Not something that you're used to seeing in 3-round events, but according to the weather, there's just no way to get the whole field through. Yeah, everyone had to adjust this week.
Yeah, the tournament directors, they just didn't want to risk it. Like, number one priority, they want to get the round in, so they made the cut so that they had a better chance of getting the round in on Sunday.
Well, everyone that gets to play this 3rd round is going to get cash. So good for them. Got one more round to go. Come on back. We'll see you around the corner. And we'll bring that to you if you like and subscribe. All right, bye.
Sunshine, get up on my body, know that truly I feel fine. Get up watch your body and I feel that sunshine. Get up on my body, know that truly I feel fine.